My name is Vusumzi Nkomo, and I am an artist and educator working and living in Cape Town. I work mainly with sculptural forms, sound, performance, and I'm particularly interested in the space between art and politics, or that intersection. I've known about AVA for quite some time, way before I'd moved to Cape Town. This could have been over 10 years ago. At the time, I was in my early 20s. The artist that we looked up to had also happened to do their first shows here. Little did I know that a decade later, I'd also do my first show here, which was, quite a wonderful full circle. Because of its longevity, right, it's able to become a mirror of what South African art has been across time. There are very few other institutions in Cape Town that that have enjoyed that longevity outside of Goodman, maybe Stevenson as well, Everard Reed, but a lot of institutions that sort of come and go, and AVA has sort of become sort of permanent mark in the general landscape of the city. And that has been very important for us, again, for its art historical implications of being able to point to an institution that has this long life. But also, I guess, maybe teaching people who've come straight out of high school who have certain anxieties about becoming creatives and artists. It's always wonderful to see an institution that has existed for long, but you also understand that you're getting into a community that has some kind of sense of sustainability about it. Even though AVA doesn't have a stable, it doesn't have kind of institutional muscle that big institutions have. But I think it's important symbolically, but it's also important art historically to be able to situate yourself within a long lineage of what we could call loosely a kind of South African cultural production. That I'm connected to something quite longer. And this thing has a future, you know. There's no relevance outside of being rooted in community, through integrity, through engaging in ethical terms with the community in which you're situated in. Firstly, if AVA survived that long and has remained relevant for that long within that community, that means it has achieved those. And it is only on that basis, right, that I think mobilizing a community that trusts what you do, a community that is invested in your past and present and future, that all participants engage in that community, or everyone forms part of that community, almost feels morally obliged that the institution is an extension of themselves, right? That they will survive only as far as the institution survives, right? Because the institution will only survive and only as far as the community survives. That there is a kind of codependence, right, between the people in the community and the community itself, and institutions that form part of that community, right? I think the material sustenance of the institution is as important as the social and ethical relationship that it maintains with the community that it sort of is rooted in. And for AVA to have lived for that long, right, is also a testament of having rooted itself in a community. And I think the future then of that institution is also the future of that community.